is Kirk Vickers. I'm the owner of Triad Gym and Performance Training Center here in Farmington Hills. Today we want to talk about explosiveness for the hockey player. What we want to do is we really want to engage the entire body. And this particular motion is a very taxing motion. And again, I want to caution the hockey player, if you're starting off on this, you can always break this down into particular parts. If you can't do the whole dynamic process of this, just break it down. You can start in incremental stages with this. What we're going to do is we're going to do some total body explosiveness. We're going to engage the whole muscular system and the nervous system. This is a very taxing exercise. It doesn't take too many to fatigue out. I don't recommend doing this every day. This is something that I would incorporate 2 to 3 times a week at the most. So when we start this, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this. What we want to do, we're kind of going to do like a squat jump. But there's a couple key things that I want to caution you on. We're going to try, as we drop down, we're going to drop down quickly to get that dynamic loading as we drop down. So we're going to kind of drop down into a push-up. So as we do this, I'll demonstrate that and I'll tell you what we're looking for here. So we're going to jump in the air, come to our feet, into a push-up position, and then unload. We want to hold in that position when we're down. So as we're down in that position, we then want to explode up and get into a vertical position as quickly as we possibly can. What we're going to try not to do is push off of our thighs or our knees, which is extremely difficult. It's almost like an explosive push-up position, and we're going to try to drive to the feet and get into the air as quickly as we can. Remember, there's a nervous component that we're working on. We're trying to engage that nervous system with that muscular system and get those both working together so we get this dynamic, explosive movement all taking place at the same time. So I'm going to show you what that looks like from the floor, and then we'll do a few and we'll add them all together. Hopefully I can still talk at the end of this one. So here's what that looks like. We're here. We want our eyes facing down. Good push-up position. Another caution here is, obviously, if you have some shoulder issues or some shoulder problems, this might not be the most appropriate drill for you. If you have some low back issues, we got to be careful here, right? You got to be appropriate for this. Don't get caught into this real dynamic stuff and think, wow, that's really cool, I got to do that. We've got to make sure that the body's appropriate and this is a good motion for you and you're not going to get hurt. That's the #1 key. So back to the motion, we're looking down, we're popping up and then in the air. Very quick, very dynamic. I'll show you again from the floor. Well, let's do the whole thing. Let's try the whole thing. We're going to drop down. Now, my feet will kick out from under me. I'm going to drop down to a push-up. Now, there are some variations here. If we can't get down, we can always go here and drop here. But we're going to try, for the higher level athlete, we're going to try to do this a little more dynamic. So it's almost like our whole body is going to be elevated in the air. So it's here, boom, and explode up. Very dynamic. I'm going to do 3 or 4, and then I'll give you a chance to see what that looks like. And there's a huge fatigue ratio in here. You're going to fatigue very quickly. So 5 or 6 might be enough. Most people can't do more than 10 to 15 of these if it's done right. Okay? Here we go. In the air. Pop, pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! I'm spent. So you can see, very dynamic, very explosive. Excellent exercise to develop that total body explosiveness. Enjoy your workouts and be safe.